been a fan of the Monster Hunter series for quite some time now, with each game I played increasing my love for the franchise. So naturally, when Monster Hunter Wilds was announced, I was hyped. So how does this newest entry fare? What monsters can we expect to meet? Let's find out together. Our journey begins, not with our hunter, but with a monster. A mysterious white beast is terrorizing a group of townsfolk, with a young boy making his escape, alongside a man named Tashin. Tashin allows the boy to escape, but stays behind himself. The boy, who we come to know as Nata, is later found in the desert by the Hunters Guild, prompting an investigation. Much like Nata and the Guild, we're left with questions. What is this monster? Why did it attack the village? What secrets is this landmass hiding? We learned that the area we found Nata in is part of a location called the Forbidden Lands, which were thought to be uninhabited. As a result, access to them was restricted for 1,000 years. Upon returning to the desert, a locale known as the Windward Plains, we find these worm things going after a local. These are Balahara. We'll deal with them later. We get on the back of this weird bird thing and give chase to the Balahara. This is the Sacred, our mount for this game. After successfully dropping the Balahara down a big hole, we learn that this girl's brother, Isai, is still in danger, and so we track him down with the Sacred, accompanied by Alma, our handler. As it turns out, Isai is being attacked by the Chotacabra, an amphibian that sticks rocks to its powerful arms. Given that it's a beginner monster, we easily take care of this thing and move on.
Oh my god, that was actually cool.
Despite being an easy fight, Chotacabra is one of the best starting monsters to date. Only outmatched by one. While we were busy with the Chotacabra, the rest of the group set up a base camp nearby. We return there and are introduced to the other members of the group. We also meet with Gemma, who is our smithy in this game. After completing our preparations, we follow Isai to Kunafa village. Unfortunately, we're denied entry, and on the way back, encounter the Doshagama for the first time. Since we're too weak to fight it now, we return to base camp and prepare for our next move. Going back out into the desert, we run into some palicos in trouble with this funny chicken called Kematrice, which we easily take care of. Isai and the others return and invite us to Kunafa for a meal, which we accept. With our meal complete, we now move into a new locale, the Scarlet Forest, hoping to find a way back to Nata's people, as the villagers in Kunafa didn't know anything about where he might have come from. After setting up camp, we venture into the forest, this time accompanied by Olivia, a fellow hunter, and Eric, a researcher. Eric finds this funky floret, and not even 10 seconds later, gets himself swept up by a giant spider, known as the Lalabarina. We take it down, rescuing Eric.
Okay, yeah. From what I've seen so far, this one's the best Monster Hunter spider. Because I fought Nursilla in the old games, and it was pretty good, but I liked Raknakadaki better in Rise. And I think that's probably a case of me playing Rise before I played the old games. Where maybe if I had played the old games first, I would have more of an attachment to Nursilla instead.
Continuing our investigation, we run into the Woodwoods, who are local to the forest. Thankfully, the Woodwoods are just silly little guys, but they did steal an ancient artifact from Alma and will only give it back if we help them with a monster problem. It turns out the monster they're having trouble with is a Congalala, which isn't exactly the strongest, but the stench status it inflicts on us makes the fight a little trickier than the other starring monsters thus far. When we return to the campsite, we find it ravished by a pack of Doshagama, commanded by the Alpha. We return to the Windward Plains to warn the villagers, where we're informed that Zato, the guard from before, is being attacked by Balahara. We hunt down the Balahara and warn the villagers, but it's too late. The Doshagamar are here and attacking the village. We use the livestock to distract them, luring them outside the village. This is where we experience one of WoW's new mechanics, the weather system. The weather changes from the fallow to the sand tide, where sandstorms and lightning reign. And holy aura, this whole sequence is phenomenal!
That's brutal. They're still gonna make me fight the Doshagamar somehow. Oh my god, he's trying to split Balahara in half. That's crazy looking.
Alma gives us authorization to hunt the Alpha Doshagamar, who's actually the first monster to put up a fight, costing us a cart. This actually ends up being a blessing in disguise though, because we spot something on our way back, and I think past me says all I need to here.
Right now! Hello! Hello there, friend. I'm sure I'll be after you soon enough.
With the Alpha Doshagamar slain, the Windward Plains shifts to the next season, the Plenty, where life is abundant and the environment vibrant. While we were busy in the desert, Nata and another unit found a place where the White Wraith, the monster he's after, might have been previously. We also get to customize our Sacred, and while I don't name him on stream, I did later. I named him Yoshi. Returning to the forest, the season here has also changed. This is the downpour, characterized by the, well, pouring rain, which floods much of the forest. On the way to where Olivia and Eric are, Nata tells us more about how the White Wraith attacked his home. We rendezvous with Olivia and Eric, who seem to have encountered something in the water. The monster emerges and...
Don't move!
Here it comes.
Territory. And we're intruders. I'll draw its attention. You take Eric and run.
Okay, I fought right now in the demo, in the beta. I know very little about this thing. Like I haven't even paid much attention to videos of it. I don't know what its theme sounds like at all.
Thought we could give it the slip. Guess I was wrong. We'll wear it down, then try again. I'll help. Thanks.
We find that this creature is not the White Wraith, but rather another monster. This is the Lord of the Forest, known as Uthduna, a leviathan which creates waves with its massive weight, and the first apex of our journey. Each locale has an apex predator, and Uthduna is the one for the Scarlet Forest. We team up with Olivia to repel the Uthduna, and despite being at a disadvantage, with a fire greatsword, we manage to hold our own until it flees deeper into the forest. With the hunt concluded, we regroup and discuss our next step. Our peace, however, is short-lived, as the Uthduna is being attacked and killed by something in the distance. We follow the sound, only to find the White Wraith, which saps the Uthduna of its life force and flees into the distance. The forest season transitions to the Plenty, and we seek out the Woodwoods for help. Sadly, they haven't seen the White Wraith, but instead we encounter the villagers from Kanafa who are heading toward the Oilwell Basin, our third locale. With the Wraith's location now unknown, we elect to explore the oil springs with the others, hoping to find it once more. We meet with the locals in a village called Azuz, who are preparing for their festival, the Fire Spring. Given that we still don't know Renata's people, the Keepers, might be, we decide to try asking the chief of the oil folk. On the way there, we see a young girl running out of the village, clearly upset. This girl is Maki, and she's trying to gather oil for the fire spring. Unfortunately for her, she's ambushed by a local Rampopolo and goes into hiding. We take down the Wyvern and find Maki, who escaped to safety. Noticing that the great apes, otherwise known as Ajarkan, are starting to become agitated, it's clear that the fire spring is starting soon, and we need to get back. When we return, Werner, an engineer, notifies us of something he's found and instructs us to take a look. We discover a structure called a land spine, with will crystals growing wherever it's damaged. We're then alerted that the sand tide has returned to the windward plains and that we must return. Werner stays behind to fix the land spine while we accompany the villagers. Nobody's quite sure why the sand tide is back so soon, so we decide to investigate by heading towards the eye of the storm. We arrive in the wind's gasp to find what we're looking for. The White Wraith is in the eye of the storm, fighting another monster. This is the Ray Dow, the Windward Plains apex predator, and while it is putting up a good fight, it gets its ass beat by the Wraith, who drains its power, much like with Uthduna. Unlike Uthduna, however, Ray Dow does this.
Oh, he ain't dead yet. Ray Dow. Oh, I love this theme so much. Is he a hunter? Let's do this. Oh, he's knocked out. Okay. Let's lay on the damage then. Hell yeah. Okay, that was a really good raid owl hunt. I'm very satisfied with that. Oh, let's fucking go. We got a plate. Give me the tail too. I got like 2 plates and a gem in the beta, I think. I was kind of upset about it, Because nothing carries over from the beta, other than the character you made.
We hunt what is easily my favourite monster in this game, saving Kunafa in the process. Meanwhile, Gemma found another landspine, this one glowing for some reason. We return to Azuz, but Werner can't say anything definitive about what's going on, as he hasn't put all the pieces together yet. Exploring the deeper levels of the Oilwell Basin, we discover a passage leading into the next area. Welcome to our fourth locale, the Ice Shard Cliffs. We quickly find a lone woodwood being webbed up by a Nursilla, which we now need to take care of. With the Nursilla defeated, the woodwood introduces himself as Rove. This man is an icon and must be protected.
Can I ask how you got caught by the Nursilla?
Sheer carelessness. Only I am to blame. My spirit of adventure got the better of me.
I guess that's fair.
Had I only known that I would wound up. Let that be a lesson for you all.
Rove guides us to the top of the cliffs, and Nata remarks that the area is starting to look much more familiar. While out in the open, we're ambushed by a pack of Hirabami. We go into hiding and set up camp. While the rest of the group stays behind, we go and take care of the Hirabami to secure the area. With the Hirabami taken care of, we make our way back to Azuz, where the fire spring is about to start. A man-made fire spring seems great at first, but things go out of control fast, thanks to how volatile Wilk is. With the fire spring in full swing, Ajarkan are now attacking the village, and things are looking dire. While the villagers divert the flames, we take care of the Ajarkan, alongside Olivia. The Ajarkan proves to be a tough encounter, thanks to its fast movements and powerful attacks. Despite this, it falls like every other monster thus far.
Help. Did I just kill it with the knife attack? I think I just killed it with the knife attack.
We return to the village, where things seem to be going better, when...
Didn't you?
Find cover! Alright, get out of here now!
No! We never wanted this to happen!
Oh. Yeah, it's about time for another Apex. The Black Flame.
This is the apex of the Oilwell Basin, the Black Flame, otherwise known as New Udra. Unlike the other apexes so far, this one's actually part of a whole new monster group, the Cephalopods, and, as you might expect of an octopus, it can easily attack us with any of its 8 arms. This, alongside its power of fire, makes the New Udra an especially deadly opponent. Even so, we manage to persevere and return to Azuz, where the extra fierce fire spring has produced some of the best material to date. With the fire spring over, the plenty has arrived, washing the basin in cool blue hues. Turning to the Windward Plains once more, we discuss our findings so far. The landspine stretches out beneath the Forbidden Lands, but we've yet to find where it goes in the Ice Shard Cliffs, as we were only there briefly. Learning that the New Udra has melted away the ice blocking a previously inaccessible path, we have a new destination to head towards, the road to the Keeper's Village, where Nata came from all that time ago. On the way to the Keeper's Village, we run into these sickly-looking Dashagama, one of which proceeds to attack us. We barely scrape by and investigate the fallen beast, and it turns out that it seems unable to eat or breathe, seemingly absorbing energy, just as the Wraith did. Nata finally reunites with Tashin, but our meeting is cut short by this Rathalos, who looks strangely similar to the Dashagama from before. Much like the Doshagma, the Rathalos gives us some trouble, but we manage to slay it and head back to Tashin. After Nata reunites with the rest of his people, Tashin explains that this area was once part of an ancient civilization called Wyveria, and that the will crystals we found all over the land are made of a material called wyvern milk. Yes, that's really what it's called. The Keepers are the descendants of the researchers that once lived in Wyveria, and live in the village of Sild, where we now find ourselves. The villagers intended to stay in Sild forever, as a way of atoning for the role their ancestors played in Wyveria's downfall. We learn that deep underground, there's a shrine called the Dragontorch, where all wyvern milk is produced. After we finish listening to what the villagers have to say, Tashin informs us that the Wraith is a guardian named Arkfeld, which is a supposedly extinct species. As it turns out, the Guardians are monsters made by Wyveria, and they have several unique traits. The first being that they never eat, as they can live entirely off of Wyveria's energy reserves. In addition, they live forever, so they don't need to breed either. Most Guardians never leave Wyveria, but for some reason, Arkfeld did. The other Guardians are effectively genetically modified monsters, but Arkfeld was already an extinct species, and while we don't know for sure if that's why it exists now, that may be one of the reasons Wyveria chose it to be a Guardian. Arkfeld came out of its cocoon, attacked the villagers, and fled right after. With the truth revealed, Nata breaks down.
Many people, creatures, all living life to the fullest. Life. Is that what you call this? Constructed husks that can't even eat? Locked away when they're no longer needed? Arkfeld. All it wanted was to be free! And I don't know which of us is worse.
After we console him, Tashin reveals that Nata's pendant has a special function. Unfortunately, the explanation is cut short by a pack of Guardian Sacreds emerging from their cocoons, which are promptly slain by the Guardian Arkfeld, who has started preying on them for unknown reasons. We manage to repel Arkfeld, but it flees deeper into the ruins. Once we meet up with Nata and Tashin again, we try to figure out why Arkfeld has suddenly started behaving like this, but to no avail. Tashin informs us of the Allharken, who he thinks might know more. She lives in another village, but travelling there is dangerous, thanks to a blizzard and a giant monster. We decide to attempt a journey to Suja, the village where the Allharken lives, and ended up somehow getting lost along the way.
What? Where the hell is this? What? Excuse me? I'm sorry, is this just... That's just Trade 2.0.
Eventually, we make our way to the cliffs, where Rove points us to where Suja is. We make our way across the floating rocks when we're ambushed by the giant monster Tashin warned us about. This is Jin Dahad, the apex of the Ice Shard Cliffs. We team up with Olivia once more to repel it, and eventually manage to make our escape and reach Suja. We meet with the Allharken, who explains that Wyveria created the Dragontorch as a source of infinite energy, and then used the land spines, otherwise known as wormways, which stretch out across the land, to control nature itself. All the inclemencies we've seen were created artificially by this ancient civilization for their purposes. Eventually, they created Guardians, and she explains the calamity Wyveria brought onto itself. War was knocking on their doorstep, so they created a Guardian to save them, but it ended up dooming them instead. Back in Sild, we learned that Nata's pendant can dissolve wyvern milk, destroying the crystals, and decide to venture deeper into the ruins. Tashin informs us of a Guardian sentry that is ahead, which turns out to be...
Whatever it is was just here recently.
The traits a sentry would require. We try to surmise our target.
An Otogaran, probably a subspecies.
What? Is he back?
Get back.
Right, let's move, quickly!
Ebony Odogarn. Let's fucking go. Guardian Ebony Odogarn. Okay.
It really is a guardian.
Okay. That's such a good pick for the first 5th gen monster to return in this game. What?
We slay the Guardian Sentry and are immediately ambushed by this.
They could just make whatever, right? What's that? What the fuck is that? What in Gog's name are you?
It's eating it.
Zoo Woo?
I don't think that's a guardian.
No, it feeds on them.
I didn't think we'd get a second cephalopod.
This freaky octopus is Shay Wu, a cephalopod that's evolved to feed on guardians specifically. We take care of the Shay Wu and manage to make our way to the lowest level of the ruins. In the deepest depths of the ruins, we finally find the Guardian Arkfeld gorging itself on the bodies of other guardians. With it now unable to control itself, we're left with no choice but to slay the Guardian Arkfeld.
It's destructive. We can't let this go on.
There's no other way.
What do you mean? I'm sorry. Arkfeld has become a threat to the continued existence of this ecosystem. It must be put down. No! Please. Please!
Nata.
If anyone should be angry, it's me. And I hate that it happened. This is the first thing it ever got to decide for itself. To be free. To live strong. Please. Don't do this. I'm begging you. It can't control itself.
The path we must take is clear.
For the continued preservation of this ecosystem, the Guild authorizes you to slay the Guardian Arkfeld.
Acknowledged.
No, please! There has to be another way! It finally got its chance to live!
Alright, time for the big showdown. With our flagship monster. I did it.
With Arkveld slain, we can now head into the depths to see what it was really after. And we discover...
Now what is this place? Is this the Dragontorch?
That's gotta be it, right? But something's taken it over.
It can't be. A guardian.
That's a big guardian. Okay. That might be a problem.
With a creature discovered inside the Dragontorch, we return to Suja to regroup, where Tashin tells us that this guardian is Xochitl, and it was intended as Wyveria's final line of defense, but it ended up destroying the kingdom instead. Since then, it's been gathering energy inside the Dragontorch. We're now left with a difficult choice. If we stop the Dragontorch, Xochitl will be cut off from its energy supply, eventually causing it to die. But doing so would disrupt the energy flowing throughout the entirety of the Eastlands, causing untold harm. Letting Xochitl continue to drain power may be even more dangerous, however, as its awakening could wipe out all life across the Eastlands. After much debate, Nata makes a decision.
And I'll do it. I'll stop the Dragontorch. Nata. It's what my father would have wanted. This is my role.
I admire your resolve. Are you sure? Olivia, let us take it from here.
I'll go with him. You're okay with that?
Call on me if I'm needed. I'll be ready.
We make our way back to the Dragontorch, ready to finish our mission.
Won't take much to wake it up. A Dragontorch. To think that little pendant can stop it.
don't have to do this. There's one other option.
Hunter, are you sure? Right. It's worth a shot, isn't it? Yeah, let's do it!
Leave this to me.
If there's one thing we're good at.
Watch, Hunter. This is what hunters do.
By my own order.
Zoshia.
I will slay Zoshia.
This thing is fucking sick.
Let's do this.
Zoshia is our final story boss, and it's clear to see why. Its power as the ultimate guardian is overwhelming, and the crystals covering its body regenerate rapidly. By breaking off the crystals, we slowly uncover its true form.
Oh, is... What? Why do you have another head? Wait, no, you don't have another head.
A grotesque mass of flesh lies beneath the crystallized surface, and Zoshia begins unleashing its elemental power, starting with a flame breath eerily similar to another monster. After some time, it retreats to the middle of the arena, and... At this point it's clear, this is no ordinary creature. Zoshia is an amalgam of other creatures, a chimera combining the power of not just elder dragons, but some of the most powerful creatures in Monster Hunter lore. If you're familiar with the lore of Monster Hunter, you may have heard of the Equal Dragon weapon, an ancient creature made from the remnants of elder dragons, made to fight a war we never saw. If anything can be considered the canon version of the Equal Dragon weapon, it's Zoshia. After a tough battle,
There it goes.
we emerge victorious against the Ultimate Guardian, and the credits finally roll. But if you know anything about Monster Hunter, this is only the beginning. Yeah, so as it turns out, Zoshia is the end of low rank, and we still have all of high rank to go, not to mention the title updates. So let's get to it. Not long after our battle with Zoshia.
Okay, back to the Forbidden Lands. Is he becoming a hunter?
True?
Come on.
That's not a guardian. That's a real Arkfeld.
It's Arkveld's.
Or did the guardian lay an egg?
Will to live always finds a way. From one generation to the next.
Guardian Arkfeld has seemingly found a way to reproduce, successfully laying an egg, and allowing the species to continue. With Zoshia slain, the ecosystem has changed, and we're tasked with investigating what's happened. The Eastlands have been flushed with life, and our survey begins in the forest, which is now teeming with new life during the plenty. Our travels bring us to the treetops, where...
Hello. What are you wearing? Red ones?
Can you describe these red ones? Many red ones, fluffy,
Yeah, okay.
Just going off of that description, I'd be tempted to say she means a Heon cuckoo. But they're
Why do you
more
say it
territorial,
like that?
So it's kind of odd that so many would gather together.
Well, Eon Cuckoo do prefer forests, so maybe we just found our first anomaly.
Follow me! Many! This way! Well, I guess she wants us to follow her.
I've never seen them together like this.
Hello, Jan Kutku.
Yeah, me neither. This may be the natural state of things during the season of plenty. Big trespass! Right, sorry.
So, what's the problem?
Belong to White Ones. Big important. Right. I think we may find some answers if we capture one.
Oh, capture quest.
There's one with a paintball, and then... Why would She actually hit it. Crying out. To ensure the safety of our research operation, the Guild authorizes the capture of this Eon Cuckoo! You're up!
I'm up!
Alma tasks us with capturing the young Kutku, which ends up being a bit more tricky than expected, what with it being high rank and all. Even so, we manage to capture it and continue our investigation. While investigating, we discover a Rathian in the forest, a Blangonga in the cliffs, and take down several high-rank monsters along the way. It's when we reach the bottom of the Oilwell Basin that we find something strange. The land spine has frozen over, with Jin-Dahad seemingly being responsible. When we reach the cliffs, Rove appears to have gotten ill from the freezing cold, and we decide to slay the Jin-Dahad to alleviate the area of this extreme weather. We continue on in the basin, where we find a Gravios, which we take care of with ease. It's at this point in the story where Fabius, who leads the expedition, returns to the Forbidden Lands with information he's gathered. Earlier, we hunted what turned out to be a frenzied Nerscylla in the Wounded Hollow, our arena for this game, and Fabius has now confirmed that it did indeed carry the frenzy virus, and only one species can be responsible. Not only that, but the Dragontorch is going haywire as well, causing powerful inclemencies all around the Eastlands. We investigate the inclemencies in the plains, forest, and basin, and slay the apexes of the 3 regions along the way. When we complete our mission, Fabius is back once more, and informs us that not only are the cliffs the territory of a Gore Magala, but that Rove has been afflicted with the frenzy virus. In addition, the increased energy from the Dragontorch and the massively increased power of the inclemencies also come from Gore Magala, with the frenzy virus having infected the Dragontorch. Our objective is clear: to slay the Gore Magala and attempt to find a cure for the frenzy virus in this region.
The big question is why Gore Magala ended up in this place.
Look alive, men! Report!
Sir, we have yet to sight the target, but something is definitely here.
Form up!
That's a Yankutku. That's not a Gore Magala. Wait, that's a Nerscylla. That's also not Gore Magala. It's frenzied. Oh my god.
I see why they call it frenzy.
There's our boy, Gore Magala.
There you are.
After it!
Oh, that might be a problem.
It's spread this far. Follow it. You two are their shield. Go!
You've always protected us! Now, it's our turn! Now go!
Rex, calm.
Larry!
Hang in there. That's an order!
Along with Fabius, we take on the Gore Magala, managing to slay it successfully, albeit not easily. This allows us to cure Rove's frenzy virus and the Dragontorch. With the area stabilized, we now continue our investigation and find out more about the Arkveld egg we found earlier. While the Arkveld did overcome its guardian nature, it still seems to be leaving its prey in an abnormal state, with both an Uthduna and a Nuudra having already been attacked by it. The frenzied Dragontorch seems to have distributed the frenzy virus throughout the Eastlands, which then travelled up the food chain, eventually reaching Arkveld, who's now after Raydal.
Alright, let's see.
Way down sighted. This feeling, it's like back then.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
It's true.
A reversion to the origin species.
It really did find a way to live.
So the Guardians, with enough energy, can go back to what their original species were like? Or is it just Arkveld that can do that? What the? Oh, yeah, absorbing the energy, of course.
Looks like Eric's worst fears were right.
Raydal is just there like, ah shit, not again.
Please, stop it. For its own sake. We can't leave it like this. The path we must take is clear. Nata.
You're sure?
If I were a hunter, it's what I would do.
All right.
Alma! Right! The target is an aberrant Arkveld. The guild authorizes the hunt.
Understood.
Alright.
We're left with no choice but to slay Arkveld. Let's do this. We slay the Arkveld, and peace returns to the Eastlands once more. This marks the end of the base game story, but we still have a couple title update monsters to go through. First, we have high rank Zoshia, finally allowing us to craft its gear for the first time. Next, Mizutune makes an appearance in the Scarlet Forest, borrowing elements from Soulseer. Unsurprisingly, both fights are excellent and a step up in challenge from much of the game until this point. Next, Lagiocrus. Lagiocrus? Lagiocrus?
Lagiocrus!
Well, definitely not that one. Appears in the forest, and Seregios in the Windward Plains. They also come with tempered versions that were among the hardest fights in the game when they were added. Lagi in particular is. Omega Planetes is our next fight. This guy's a crossover monster coming from Final Fantasy XIV, and its more powerful version, Savage Omega, is extremely challenging, with a team of skilled hunters almost being required to beat it. The final new monster for the base game is Gogmazios, Wilds' first Elder Dragon, and it lives up to the name with ease. The fight is cinematic, challenging, and rewards us with the most powerful gear in the game. Until the expansion comes out at least. Needless to say, this fight is phenomenal. Finally, we have the Arch-Tempered monsters. These are given only to the Apexes and Arkveld, and are the hardest versions of those monsters in the game. Let's finish this chapter of Wilds with one more Arkveld. With that, we've seen all that the base game of Monster Hunter Wilds has to offer. Except these guys, but they were still pretty fun. Having said all that, what did I think of it? To start with, I'm not going to deny that the game does have its issues. However, Wilds is, in my opinion, the best Monster Hunter base game we've gotten yet, and I'm very much looking forward to its future. Anyways, if you've made it this far, thanks for listening to me yap about Monster Hunter, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, maybe give the video a like. Perhaps I'll do a version of this for the expansion when that comes out. Boy, who we come to know as Nata, is later found by the desert. Given that we still don't know we're Nata's people, the peepers. Once we meet up with Tata, when we reach the along with Ajarkan are now attacking. Ajarkan are now returns. Fuck.